signal in my focus. I wonder what's causing it.
Hello. Hello. Now, here we are. I had one or two issues with YouTube Studio, which was not loading. Let me actually remove my music, but it's good. It's good. Live. I don't have Sekiro music. Yeah, it's a nice angle to demonstrate, by the way, how poorly the prosthetic there is actually textured, right? I'm just showing. Okay, hello, Michael, by the way. Nice that you tuned in. Late again, as usual. I'm sure you have some silly excuse prepared today, something like you messing up or when. Yes, it did totally. Lesser streamers, Michael, lesser influencers would have cancelled the stream and would have chillaxed and, I know, jerked off and stuff and would not have streamed. I restarted and sucked it up like a man and play on. That's just what pros do. I'm sorry that the world is, you know, trying to do everything against that I can't stream. I'm sorry. It's... If you don't slowly see that the government is behind all that, then open your eyes, my friend. Open your eyes. I'm getting harassed here by the government, you know? They are messing around with my internet and stuff. You sucked like Donald, your words not mine. He's trying to not... He's trying to. I'm totally aware that the U.S. government, is trying to disrupt the streams. What are we pretending, Michael? Don't you believe me when I say that? Isn't this totally clear to see that they're trying to make me stop streaming? They wanna obviously. With that, they obviously wanna increase the viewers they get in the States. They wanna, you know, support them American streamers and not them Europeans, man. Totally. True story. Okay, I'm stupid, by the way, because I'm having a different bonfire already available. Too bad. This is not some sort of theory, conspiracy theory. That's, by the way, true story. There is proof, my friend. I have proof. I've shown it wonderful many times already. I'm slowly getting tired to show the proof again and again and again. Dead bodies. Actually, indeed, by the way, YouTube Studio was really slow in loading. I don't know whether or what the problem there was, but after restarting, it loaded up slowly, but it loaded. I don't know what was going on there. I was just glad that it then worked. so here we won't be. From here we go on. So I know you're joking, but during the election there was a live stream and it was just a camera shot of the American Congress House. Okay, was this a official US government live stream from the Congress House? Are they doing that? That's actually kinda funny, isn't it? I mean, in Germany, with the Bundestag, it's open, relatively open too. There are cameras and stuff. I'm not sure, but I have a feeling it was in Germany. It's relatively open too. At least the big when they make the big decisions, it's you know, you can see it on TV and on YouTube and stuff, and you can even visit and watch yourself. Not everything though, not the secret stuff. That's kind of neat actually. Wrong? Oh boy. I was at wrong game. Alright, we can go up and upper. The question is, am I somehow... I think I just can't fly over there. That is a... Can I? Don't see some grappling thingy here, so maybe the looting thingy there is for later. Let's actually then use the way I see. Hello, boy. Although I feel very, very bad to take down those handicapped guys. That's not a fair fight. That's not manly and stuff. But it is what it is. And I am very, very fond of my manliness, actually. If I'm entirely freaking honest. Okay, good. Now, I'm not trying to throw shade, but I always had the feeling that the Bundestag is just so over-exaggerated. Why is that building so huge? I'm sure it's doesn't need to be that big. Well, I've been there one time, by the way, in the... there you can visit it, obviously. But it is, from what I know, there's obviously the Congress, and where the Bundestag's up politicians come together from time to time. And what I've known on the different levels, every party, or to be precise, every fraction has a big meeting room. That's what, and there are obviously offices for the people who work there, and I think some politicians even have offices there. So it's actually theoretically used. Whether every single room is used, I don't know, but yes, it is kind of big. I know. I see what you're saying. Still, if the German government would present me that building as a house to live in, right, I would not say no, I think. I think I would kindly say yes, thank you. Although I guess paying, it's gonna be quite expensive to heat up, by the way. But that's something different. We have been here, right? Yeah, then we turned around and gave something to the big crying baby. Yeah. Yeah. The handicapped baby. We gave the stuff to. Ah, and then we were here. I see. Now I am gonna be trying. My sword cannot pierce his freaking armor!
My son would receive the water.
But while I'm at it, I have to admit that Bundestag is not as accepted as the Hungarian parliament building. Yeah, might be. Yeah, obviously, I guess he can be thrown off the freaking bridge, right? Okay, the Hungarian parliament. Yes, it's kinda... I agree, it is kinda big. Yet again, if the Hungarian government would present that building to me, I would not say no. I would convert it into a strip club, I think then. Yeah, I would convert it, that would be the perfect sense would be a strip club in there. That's what I would convert it into. Sorry, I'm digressing. Now come on, grab boy. By the way, Michael, oh boy, why did I wanted to try to speak? Did anything extravagant happen to you in the last couple of days? Maybe that's a good thing to start. I don't know if you're following Hungary politics, but it seems that Urban has quite a mass opposing him. No, not much too. Actually. Apart from the usual craziness of life, the normal... well, not extravagant. I slept horrible tonight, by the way. I'm a bit tired. I wanted to cry about that. And then with Urban, it's a shame that it's a mess, I think. Yes, but it's not a mess that I don't know that I didn't know that quite a mass opposing him. I didn't know that precisely. It's what I meant. It's a mess that he, you know, is the leader of a state in Europe, in Europa. That's kinda a bit sicky.
Son will receive the water.
Of course, he's fighting back with the introduction of the 14th pension payment, which is unfortunately a strong weapon. Yeah.
For the sake
Ow. That was not the right direction, I guess. You see, not only don't we have a real hardcore mode in Sekiro, which, as I said, actually destroys the platform you are playing on. That would be what I would like to do these games, right? Hardcore mode which destroys the hardware. They didn't even include the posture bar after we did the takedown there, and it failed because we didn't throw him down. The posture bar should have been completely reset. Why do they make this game so easy? I don't get it. It's a shame. Sorry, you know, this is one of the most depressing things in everyday life, that old people who will die in a couple of years decide the future of the country based on hollow promises and terrible economy decisions. Yeah? Yeah? But that's sadly enough life is how life always been. You can break the circle, you can just get rich and then do something, stuff like Elon Musk. I think, by the way, it's a bit, I get what you mean, by the way, but you could have yourself become a tech billionaire and then influence politicians. But you were too lazy to become a tech billionaire, right? And then to do the same stuff Elon Musk does, right? But complain about old people, right? Can only shake with my head, my man. Real talk, by the way, you're totally right. I should have invested thousands of dollars in Bitcoin and of crawling around on all. Okay, I just want to say, real talk, but yes, you got it. Good, my thing is done. Real talk, by the way, I know what you mean and I understand it. But not in a defensive, not at all in a defensive way of current governments and stuff, right? I think the shift which is currently happening in the world, with all what is happening, is, I think, not only I think it's not that not so simple that just politicians do the wrong decisions because some lobby stuff, or I think it's a more complex with what is the structural change which is happening over the last couple of years, and I think there are a couple of things coming together. It's not only that politicians suck in what they do, we can agree on that. It's more complex than it was 40 or 50 years ago, I think, with all the shit which is going on worldwide with climate change, with the rising to power of China and in India and stuff. It's getting more complex. I think it's a couple of things come together there, actually. Not saying that politicians are all the time doing wrong decisions. They do, actually. I guess we are commenting on the terrible economy decisions I've mentioned in that particular instance, talking about stuff like 1314's pension, which is basically money thrown away, thrown only to appease the boomers, but the bigger picture, I caused more harm than good. It's I mean, it's as 20 different persons, and I guess you get 20 different opinions what politicians are doing wrong, right? There's so much going on. We don't need to. I think we are on the same side there. It's. I can't say much. Maybe apart from every young person can become a politician and change shit, right? Instead, they are wasting their time on TikTok, right? Or on live streams. Instead of becoming rich or politicians. Oh boy. Yeah, stay there. Come here, boy. It is stupid, man. Like a politician, man. Like a politician. Stupid. Thank you. Okay, a prayer beat. Breath of Nature Shadow. Cool. That's then a bit of progress. That's already success, right? We have beaten a mini boss. We had some fun with beating him. I used my brain, even though I'm old. I just used my brain and, you know, killed the body, right? And here I always get the feeling that old people can't use their brain anymore, right? Yet I proved everyone wrong. But wait a tick. Okay, no, I just want to say it looks familiar, but it does. Don't you run away, my boy? Okay, good. Parry the dog. Yeah, okay. I did not parry the... Yeah, I can try to do that the next time. I didn't even think about parrying the dogs. Okay, I see. Okay, I see. We get that instantly, I see. Yeah, okay, I see. That prevents them from... Okay, yes, from running away and you need to run after them. Okay, I see. That's the easy mode. I see. That's cool. Thank you. I would not have thought that parrying... Oh, the poor apes, man, would be the move of moves. It always feels, you know, I'm an environmental guy, right? Everything for the environment and stuff. fight climate change. I'm so sad when I have to take down animals in games, right? It breaks my heart. I'm always so far from reinstalling games where you can take down animals, man. It's horrible. I will sleep badly today, man. True story, by the way, too. But that makes kinda up for it, right? Taking down the monks. That makes totally up for it. I can sleep good again. Yeah, the FromSoft is very, it was short. FromSoft was very intelligent and gave me humans to take down, which are in the world the bad boys, right? That gave me comfort again. That's what helped me get past the shit feelings, the sadness and stuff. Yet that's something, Michael. If I would be a politician, right? I would be splendid as a politician, by the way, because I would, you know, always tell the truth and stuff. I would actually make a law that forbids including killing animals in games, by the way. And I would not make promises before the election to get elected and stuff. I would not do that. Oh, I'm stuck. You stucker. Yeah. Oh, hello, Ravi. Ravi, nice to see you. Thank you for saying hello. And thank you for the like. Not much, just some casual Sekiro. I have a feeling that Bavarians would really dislike you, not for your beliefs or promise, but for your hatred of Bavaria. Hey, I only dislike how they speak, yeah, in their Bavarian accent. I dislike their arrogance. I dislike their prime minister, Markus Söder. I dislike Oktoberfest. Let's stop there, right? I dislike their kitchen, what they eat and stuff. I dislike their traditional wardrobe. That's it. Just two or three things. Sekiro and casual are two very contradictory words. Indeed they are. Indeed they are. Who does not hate the Oktoberfest? I mean, you gotta... Apart from that, there are too many drunk people. There's a little mountain, which is called the Puke Mountain, where all the people go when they are too drunk and they need to puke. They go there and puke there, and then they fall asleep there and stuff. There are videos from people vomiting in their freaking beer glass and then drinking it again. I mean, I guess that's what you can see all over the world, but it's just a disgusting place, I think. Oktoberfest. I would never go there. Not even if I would get paid, I think. Too many drunk people. Too much disgusting stuff. And it's too pricey, by the way. Okay, yet I still would like to see what we have in there. Yeah, I was, stupid as I am, been taken down by... Correct, Michael. You are absolutely right. And, you know, I'm learning from the best politician in the world, right? Donald Trump. He is my guiding figure in the world. I'm obviously kidding, by the way. I do despise him, by the way. We from time to time drift over to politicians, yes. I would not really call it a discussion, just more of a agreement that many things in politics are going wrong. It's more of an agreement, I would say, of seeing similar points and pretending to like certain politicians while not meaning that. So this area is actually kinda easy. Let me bring those buggers down. This area is kinda easy. Yes, I did say that. And then you totally see that I am again being hindered by certain third-party events. And you probably don't have noticed, right? When I did the takedown moves, there was some sort of delay. Right in that moment, the explosives exploded, right? That means there would... It's not my fault, right? This area is super easy. I was just, you know... I would not say, if I would believe in conspiracy, I would say that was the CIA's doing, but... I think nobody believes me. But we can agree on that this area is kinda... This ground area here is kinda easy, actually. So I agree, I hate all the wars going in different countries, innocent lives get compromised for the sake of ego of the politicians. Yeah, that's the thing, and in general, if you see what kind of decisions politicians do, which are not always smart, it's just when you think, oh my god, these guys there. At least that's how I feel. I just do that on purpose because I do like the sound of our spine flipping there. Okay, easy mode activated. Now we are only having a couple of monks. Oh wait, there's a nasty boy down there. Now only a couple of monks. Okay, and there we have the revive centipede. I don't like centipedes, by the way. Because this is a human centipede, my friend, and if you take a look, I mean, the movie Human Centipede is something different, but if you have seen Human Centipede, then you might dislike this one too. And on the other hand, I think nature / evolution made a big ass mistake with centipedes. They gave them too many legs, by the way, just saying. Just my humble opinion. Haven't seen the movie? Then you are in luck, Michael, because semantically you should say, I mean, you don't know it, that's totally fine. You haven't seen the movies, there are even two. And the part 2 is even smarter because it plays in a prison, and the prison ward wants to save money for food, and human centipede inmates. Anyway, sorry. Okay, so if your centipedes have too many legs, what about millipedes. It's even worse. I think that is actually a dead end of nature. Actually, but that's just my humble mind. Do you like more linear Souls games like Dark Souls 3 or more open world like Elden Ring? That's a tough one, and I have to admit that I don't have a clear favorite. I think both of them have I think it's kind of hard to yes, Dark's it's kind of linear, right? Yet you can jump around through the world, and you have to jump around through the world anyways, right? You don't need to. It's not as linear as for example, oh boy, what's the game called again? The Last of Us, right? Where you really just have to one way. It's a tough one, but I don't have a clear favorite there. The centipedes, I'm sure they would see it differently, instead consider your lack of legs disturbing. Might be, but there the centipede has a huge advantage, Michael. It's clearly not able to think that far. I am cursed, as I said to you already before. I am cursed. In that case, mankind is cursed with intelligence, right? And yet, and maybe centipedes, if they could clearly think, maybe they would be sitting there and then saying, or maybe it is, and we haven't discovered it yet. Yeah. Yes. And maybe with that we haven't discovered that they were secretly thinking that they would like to have 2 legs instead of many legs. Maybe they think that because it's faster to clean 2 legs than like 100, right? Maybe they're thinking that. You don't know that, and I think they think. If they can think, they think that. They think that it's better to wash 2 feet than 100. Or dozens. I think they clearly think that. That's what they are trying to say with their eyes, by the way. So, we actually have to fight through the easy area here yet again. I'm so sorry for that, but this area is really easy. Okay, if I'm gonna be now a bit smarter with the... I know that the centipede is regenerating and coming up. We can't truly kill it. At least I haven't found out how. I just want to get the loot of it. Or what is behind it, actually. Maybe there's a way to bring it down, which I haven't... It's possible that I haven't discovered that. Oh, you know, I'm gonna be the smarty, right? I'm gonna be smarty. Okay, I don't know if that was actually worth that. Is it really that for that? Ah, okay, it's the way on here. Ah, okay, I see. Okay, then we are actually gonna be turning around. And I'm gonna die. Since there was a way down too, right? Let us go the way down first before we actually take that way. It feels like the way on. I do not know if it's the way on. It feels like that. We got the lamp of wax. That was the important part. Wax is a very, very important item when, for example, there's a blackout and you need something to lighten, like a candle, right? You can use the wax to, you know, do something candily. But to be honest, I don't know what the lamp of wax, by the way, is gonna be doing in the game. Good night, have fun. It's fast past midnight here. Good luck with the centipede. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in and saying hello and have a little bit of a conversation. I wish you a wonderful good night and a good day tomorrow. Cool. I can't collect the loot. What the hell? I'm cursed, not only with knowledge, but by games. Okay, cool. Here we are. That is the other side where the two-bladed guys are start sucking and it shall flow to you. Ah, okay. Would you like to hear that if you complain to politicians about their bad decisions and the future of the younger generation, that they just tell you start sucking and everything will be fine? Or if they would answer, well then, get good? Would that be the answer you want to hear? Okay, and what did not, and what if you hold the loot button, you start sucking. And what brought you on that short piece of wood that I have not pressed the loot button? What brought you there that I did not do that? What masterpiece of thought brought you there? I'm wondering what brought you there? Because if it would be kind of embarrassing now if I jumped down again. I didn't see the sucking. It would be kind of embarrassing, right? If I would jump down and show you that I pressed the button on close up and nothing happens. That would be kinda embarrassing for you, right? On the other hand, it would be kinda embarrassing if I would jump there, press that button, and it would be sucked at, right? That would be kinda embarrassing. So let's see who... See, it's totally did not pick it up. There you see, I'm cursed with bugs in the game. It's the CIA. I'm not embarrassed, it's the CIA. I pressed the button, I promise. I have pressed it 100 times there and held it. And it didn't work out. The game is bugged. I uncovered yet another bug. And if you are beginning to defend the game again, then you're just a nasty fanboy, Michael. Then you out yourself as a fanboy. Items get bigger. I totally didn't get it. There was a bug, and if you are beginning to defend the game again, you are a fanboy, and that is the worst. That is the worst fan of the game, my friend. Please don't defend FromSoftware having created a buggy game. Please. You know me. I would never throw tantrums or complain, and I'm true to my word, what I say, and if I do mistakes, I, stand to them. I would never lie there. You rather believe a multi-billion company than the poor-ass little streamer here believe the billionaires. And then you are complaining that, politicians are doing the wrong decisions, right? You yourself believing the multi-billion companies. It's a shame. What has the world come to, right? What has the world come to? What has the world come to, man? The rich get richer and the poor get laughed at, man. It's a shame. See, I sucked things to me. As if I wouldn't have done it before, right? As I totally know the functionality. Alright, heal up. Oh. By the way, real talk, I thought that I pressed, that I held the button, by the way. Obviously, I got a bit off there. I probably just pressed it quickly and not held it. Not that somehow, not that if it would get clipped, right? That's a good piece that I, that does not happen because of the smallness, but just wanted to admit the error. Very, very important thing to do. Okay, good. Let us bring those little guys down. I am kinda offended that these guys are not the big one. Okay, what a big, beautiful house. I sure do hope that a huge blade abomination is inside. What is wrong with you, man? I wanted to turn around anyways, not because what you said. Is there not? Was there not? That way, right? Okay, then the house is the little side quest, so to say. Let's get into and have a boss fight after that. Oh yeah. Obviously, 1 is easy. Let's put in 2. I get that. That makes sense. Too late, I'm already aggroed then, my friend. I'm gonna die and then we take the house. Okay, let's then grapple hook through here. I'm gonna ignore them. Oh, that's so good. Since I'm not gonna kill all of them guys here again, my heart is not being burst apart by needing to kill animals. That's so cool. But I took the wrong way, right? I did. I rather take hits and have lower health than to do damage to animals. Animal cruelty is not part of my streams, man. Was never on stream, no animal cruelty here. We are a 100% vegan space, no animal cruelty here. In not ever whatsoever game before. Has never happened. Oh wait, that was the wrong way. Where was the house? I mean, that's not the house I wanted to go to. I take the wrong turn, right? That was the wrong... Okay. Just want to see what we have here. I mean, I know a little guy. No, I have not looked into the comic because I was of all since I'm not yet at all in the lore. Yes, I then thought that there might be something useful here. I thought this was a area where something important is being headed. Not headed, lying around. And by the way, when I wrote to you on Discord whether videos for comics are a new thing, I think you misunderstood me. Since it is underlaid with music, somebody has been sitting there and creating that sort of format, right? I was just confused who would be listening or trying to read a comic where there's underlaid music and where it is progressing for itself without you actually reading and turning the pages like in a PDF, right? I just thought that this might be something that might be a format people are actually watching books. I just thought that was a bit of weird stuff, you know. Because someone actually sat there and created that 45-minute video plus the music. That is what confused me actually. You don't follow. What do you do? There's a... What don't you follow? That that a PDF is the best medium to consume a comic is obviously the paperback. The second best, if you have a digital, is some sort of EPUB, where you have a book format on your e-reader or whatever, or if you do it on your PC, just a plain PDF. What is up with creating out of a comic a 45-minute video where you are going through it and where music is playing? I'm just wondering about over the concept of having a video format there. You know? That's all what I was wondering about. I think I'm kinda... I need to drop into the house, right? You can actually jump down from the courtyard directly into the house. Ah no, I can jump up here. Oh boy. The burning took me... Okay, we have a little few moments there then with that dude actually. Maybe I am gonna find the quick drop down there in general. I guess I can drop down from there, right? Okay, first of all, I wouldn't call that a new thing. I'm sure I've seen the same concept like a decade ago, and some people want music with what they're reading that actually might be a new thing. I know that some modern books do have a list of songs written in them for matching the vibe, and the comic is in particular has its own soundtrack, of course, mostly remastered versions of the game soundtrack. Yeah, I mean, it probably depends on the kind of music, right? How distracting the music is. What is, it's maybe not a new concept, it's just new for me. That's totally fine. I just would have been feeling confused because I haven't obviously looked through the comic, but I would just get all the time the feeling that it's either too fast or too slow. Alone that would throw me totally off to have a video format of a comic. I don't know, it's just out of my... That's not something I would consume actually. I think, not on long term actually, not even 45 minutes. Nonetheless, the reason I haven't yet, I always want, well, I should stop talking, man. Oh boy, I see, I want to say. It would probably, since I haven't touched the game so far I know the games, at least I've seen them before. Not trying to argue with you on that, neither forcing you to like it. I'm not the biggest fan of it either, but in the end I mostly just don't care. Yeah, that's totally fine. Should have jumped, I know. Yeah. If I would have jumped, I would have taken it down. I see. I was just I did not remember that the special move is just the best counter there is to jump. That memory came when it was actually already too late. I started a thought and I didn't finish. Did I? I think I was saying that I haven't played the games. And I think if I would have played the games, even though I wouldn't have liked the format, I probably would have looked into the comics a little bit. Because I would have been, if I would have liked the games. Why don't I jump? Why don't I jump? Why don't I jump? Why don't I jump? By the way, in case you didn't know, esoteric text unlock new skills. That tip was for free. I'm not taking money for that. I give tips like that totally for free. On a regular basis, actually. Not only do I provide high-level gameplay, high-level commentary, I provide high-level tips nobody knows. On a absolutely freakishly, relatively regular freaking basis, man. That's just, in essence, what those streams are about, right? To learn and to share knowledge and stuff. Reacted too slow. Oh, there's fire, man. Okay, I will try to jump on one of the little ones. I have to admit, with the fire is a bit nasty. Other people would complain. I just say it's not ideal to fight with 3 enemies. I'm what is regularly on the streams here. I obviously do not complain, right? I just suck things up like a man. Know my skills and just, you know, if I notice that I'm dying a lot, I just get better at the moment, actually. That's like just what normal people do, right? So can I? Okay, and I can take one off. I could take one off him if I would have been better there. Alright, since I can't think of anything to discuss, let's discuss this. 7% of devs believe Steam has a monopoly on PC games, according to Stadia. Personally, I kinda agree with the statement, but it's honestly just that other platforms are shooting themselves in their own feet. Can you bring an example for how other platforms did shoot them or did something which was not good for them? I mean, what do you mean with other platforms? Epic Store, I guess. Kuro Games, I guess. And I guess then the launchers. And do you include the launchers / shops from whether it's Blizzard, Ubisoft, or from EA? That's what you would include. The launchers you would include too, right? By the way, I do kinda. That's gonna be then gonna go, I guess, a bit deeper there. The monopoly of Steam, I think, will be ended in the next couple of years. By the way, it's not gonna be. I think the time of buying a game on Steam is gonna be over in the next couple of years, I think, by the way. That's not gonna be how I think the future is gonna be like. Postal launchers, for example, I remember the original launcher being really annoying. Not sure if it's still working. I don't know if it's still working. Yes, it obviously is kinda stupid. Before I obviously it is kinda stupid, and some of them launchers have been. There have been some issues with performance, and people just are so used to using Steam, right? They don't want to have 5 different installers Steam. I agree. And what do you think will happen next instead of Steam? I mean, Nvidia has done it the last couple of years already with the streaming of games, which has been becoming, not my words, their words, better and better. And Microsoft already hinted that with the Xbox, with the direction Xbox Game Pass, it's gonna be streaming games, and every game company will do it like Netflix and rent out the game for a monthly subscription, and then you don't install the game, you start it as a stream. That's how it's gonna be. So everyone can, and this then I guess will be the downfall of Steam, because then everyone either runs it in a render farm of Nvidia or has its own and does it there. I think the owning game thingy will be gone at this point in the next couple of years. And you think that Steam won't simply adjust to the market and also have it simply? It's going to be the same thing. Let's take Microsoft as example. If the publishers have their own streaming service and the licenses are lying at not at Valve but at are not being sold as Valve via the Steam platform, the licenses are, it's then like Netflix, which had a couple of movies or all movies, and then it got distributed all over different streaming services. I don't think it's gonna be Steam is gonna go into the streaming market. I think I can't see that actually, because that is a ability. Then I think the publishers then have a chance to actually sell their own games, and not have to pay the 30% to Valve for using Steam as a platform. Okay, we have a counter. Okay, I'm interested. Okay, cool. That bugger down. Hello, Evoldo. Nice for you to tune in again. Right at the right moment. Perfect timing, I'd say. Oh, you buggers. Good day, they did not jump down. I am totally fine, Eduardo. Thanks for asking. I hope you're good too, my friends. Okay, let's say that the publisher has its own streaming service and launches. The publisher for sure won't immediately take its game from Steam shelves and go full subscription for the get-go, and if not enough players go from Steam to the subscription because Steam is simply more comfortable to use than they won't be a point in continuing the subscription running. Well, but with if we, for example, if it's gonna go into the future like this, you won't even need a launcher. You can just play the game from your browser. Even that is possible. You can eliminate all the launchers. You can just log into a website, and if the publishers just remove the game from Steam and just say either you play it from our website or from our platform, and you just can't buy it anymore, and all the new releases are not coming to Steam, then Steam will slowly and steadily die. Gemini, by the way, I don't know how Gemini got activated on my second phone there. Gemini agreed with the shift. That's exactly the thing. Yes, that's exactly the thing, that theoretically, at a certain point, Steam is not required anymore, as is in of itself a gaming hardware, because then games can even run on small devices without a big ass GPU like your smartphone and stuff. Every idiotic toaster with a display and a Wi-Fi can run it. The new Xbox is going to be 1.2K. If it's going to be a handheld, ain't it? That's the reason why it's going to be that expensive. You're counting on the possibility that the publisher will immediately remove its game from Steam, but that just won't happen. Such a huge leap will take time for people to get used to, and just removing all the games from Steam is a business suicide. Is it a business suicide for you? If you with that remove the 30% share Valve takes from every sale they make, I think it's and you can even then come to the people and say you can freaking play any games anywhere you want on your freaking phone. Every high-end game which would require a 1500 or 2000 euro PC, you can freaking play on your phone. I don't know. If you can then suck people away from Steam. And basically, isn't that exactly what Disney and Paramount did to Netflix with their movies and their series and their whole program? When the rights ran out, they just removed it, and it was then on their own platform. And if they wouldn't have signed contracts with the rights that Netflix can show it, then they would have removed it immediately. It's their product. If they can earn money with a subscription, and then even in games maybe displaying advertisement, hell man, of course. I don't hate Steam. I don't hate Steam at all. I am just saying what I fear the future is gonna be. That's what I'm saying. I'm not hating Steam, not at all. I do think Steam is a very, very good product. I didn't say that I hate Steam, did I? Okay, the house demon is banished. Utterly despise Steam, you said. Yes. Okay, yes. Obviously, that's by the way, that's how I am running through the neighborhood. That's what I'm known for, that I open the door, go outside, and the first thing I screaming, I utterly despise Steam, and I curse Gabe. That's always what's happening when I open the door. I scream that as loud as I can. Sometimes police then is coming and you know, knocks me off and stuff. Anyways, another point, if every publisher has its own subscription, then there's a lot of money Steam offers the games on the platform, and it's just cheaper to buy the games, and you want directly than having 30 subscriptions to different publishers and play one game for each in game. But that's the same with, as long as Netflix was the only streaming service, it was totally fine. The market was for the consumer perfect. Then all the other platforms came out. It's just how it's gonna be, right? When they got Amazon did for years to create their own, to take off the market shares of wealth, which they didn't, which they weren't able to. Wait, I'm sorry, I need to read your message again. I'm confused. Offers the games on the platform and just cheaper to. Yes, that's what I want to say. It's obviously cheaper to buy a game. It was cheaper to buy a movie as a DVD too, and yet you subscribe to Netflix. Or many people did. That's going to be the same argument with gaming, by the way. And if you consider, by the way, if you're going to consider this, if you buy yourself a potent gaming rig, right, where you can pay like €1,000 for a GPU, you are paying 2,500 euros for a freaking PC. Imagine how many subscription services, how many months you can subscribe to subscription services if you can play your games on any crappy ass PC you have, and even your phone. Or if you just can install a freaking app on your TV and play every game you could before only play on Steam on your freaking with a controller on your freaking TV. I know it's. And you can you can play every game on high end, on ultra. If you pay the couple of euros more for 4K ultra resolution. You can literally play any game on Earth on a PC, yes. Yes, but you cannot play every game on Earth on a 10-year-old PC. With the newer games which have been released this year, for example, you are gonna probably be running into problems. Or when you have a PC and want to play a PlayStation 5 exclusive, which is only on the PlayStation, you then with streaming maybe have an option where you can play Sony titles too in a browser window without having the requirements to be owning a PlayStation on your crappy ass old 10-year-old PC. Okay, it's not... Well, it's not a reminder. I'm only using the point you made. You said that the publisher would have its own service. That obviously implies that different publishers have different services. That could be. In order for Netflix to be the same, the only available movies and series to watch would be Netflix's own production. But that's what Netflix offers. Netflix offers the production. Yes, and Netflix offered certain, for example, Marvel series too, until Disney came up with Disney Plus and removed all Disney, all Star Wars series, all Star Wars, all Marvel content. The Transformers movies moved to Paramount Plus. They were all on Netflix. This has been removed from Netflix because of the rights the publishing, in this case Paramount and Disney, own there. They're their movies and they are putting them onto their services, which have been there on Netflix 5 years ago or 6 years ago and not anymore. And if the point you're making, and if they do come to an agreement, yes, but again, those services don't offer only their own products, also they have their own production. Yes, and yet again, if they do come in terms of agreement with their rights, the game is then interchangeable too. And if every publisher has his own service, then they won't share it among each other. Yes, it might be possible. It might not be possible. And again, I'm not saying that if that would come, that I would like that, right? Please, that's not a future I like, right? I am quite frankly fed up with all the subscription services currently on the market. It's not only Netflix, it's the subscriptions for AI, for Adobe, for yada yada yada, all the subscriptions you would like to have and you can't all pay for. I'm fed up with subscriptions, don't get me wrong. I would like to have the gaming world as it is with Steam right now for all time. I am just said that I am fearing that this could happen. I'm obviously want it like it is currently, right? Just wanted to make that clear. I just talked about my fears, right? And probably in 2 years you're gonna be here and stream Michael and say, oh Michael, you are oh Marcus, you are indeed a total psychic, man. You said it 2 years ago. Okay, now we have beaten the mini-boss, if I'm gonna be getting into concentration mode again. And now actually the real boss is coming. The two guys with the big ass two-handed weapons. Which are, in my opinion by the way, the real enemy here. And by the way I have to say that the Wolverine guy is quite a cheap mini-boss, I have to admit. So if I would be smart enough to actually see the first troll It would be cool if I could fight them one by one. I mean, I do, by the way, think that 2-on-1 is a cool... It's a fair fight, by the way. That's what if I would go boxing or whatever, I would always say, give me 2 or 3 or 5, give me 20 people to fight against. That's what I would say. Because 1-on-1 is lame, right? I wanted to, in between, I did pay attention, I just wanted to do some farming in between to have cool content. And I saw them goldfish down here and wanted to farm. That's, by the way, a quick farm in between saves the day. That's what experts say. That's what already the old Chinese philosophers said, by the way. A little farming in between makes the world go round and brings world peace. That's what they, by the way, said. True story. So maybe I can sneak. He's big and stupid, right? Maybe I can sneak. Oh, okay. So much to sneaking. And fun fact, it was Gabe's birthday yesterday, so happy birthday. He didn't even send me a message and said, and I have not yet received any sort of greeting from Gabe, right? I am so messed up with that billionaire. And I'm mad at Gabe, by the way. Valve has not yet released Half-Life 3, man. That is a shame, by the way. I'm shaming a lot of people today. I'm sorry for that, by the way. I'm normally not a shamey guy. But I'm totally right, obviously. Cool. Okay, the big guys were not as hard to bring down as I thought. That's true, but Epic hasn't even released Half-Life 1 and Half-Life 2. Yeah. Shame on them, right? Or gave them out for free. I guess Epic has not released Portal 2, right? It's a shame. It's all a big ass shame. Oh no. Can I? Ah, okay. What they... Okay. I could have... Don't bother with these two for your own 3. The answer to Half-Life is actually 3, by the way. To have a full life. So I killed them once, I'm not gonna... all of that. Okay, that's better, right? Oh no. Okay, good. Did that for science. Okay. Ignore the three guys. We have the bonfire. I am not sure if there's anything more inside the place where we are now gonna be respawning. I think I've looted everything, and at least at first glance I haven't seen anything where we could go on here, although I say that the bonfire, the idol, is weirdly placed. Weirdly, placements are actually not unheard of in FromSoft games, actually. But they're the best game designer in the world, right? So we just go deeper into the mountain, actually. Michael, I was wondering, by the way, we have taken down 2 of the Wolverine style, where we only parry and then after a while counter these guys here in big. Did you? I mean that not to complain about the game. They're got to be one of the worst enemy bosses, worstly designed bosses in any FromSoft game, ain't they? It's... or not just boringly designed, that's what I meant. Don't you think? Because you just block and then do a counter, which is... don't you think it's just lame? Okay, sorry, I said something wrong. You not only block and from time to time you jump too, sorry. I corrected what I said. That's gonna be a jump to death, right? No. Oh, I'm a bit low on health, actually. Okay, I don't want the boy, as I would like to to have a magnifying glass. Okay, that's where we came from. Didn't we? Did we not? Okay, where did I hear I crouched up? Let's then crouch down again. I don't necessarily disagree, but it isn't quite nice to have a easy fight once in a while. There are plenty of hard and complex bosses. Sure, they are better, but they can also be quite hard. But don't get me wrong, I'm not doing this to down talk FromSoft or to smack talk FromSoft. This is, by the way, truly not what I am trying to aim at. I'm just trying to have a conversation about it. Don't you think that you could have done a interesting, easy boss fight in a non-repetitive way too, which would have been similar, easy without just the repetition? That's what I'm meaning. I mean, with repetition, I obviously do not mean to reuse a boss and reuse how it works, but with repetition, I mean just spamming I mean, yes, normally you just spam attack, right? By just spamming parry. I think you could have done an easy boss without that much. That's all I wanted to throw into the discussion. Friendly discussion, not nasty. From time to time, I know I've been maybe hating FromSoftware a bit too much. I'm just doing that to, you know, to be edgy. These guys are actually harder than the mini boss, man. I did see the way up, that's why I was wondering if we had to do something with the body. Okay, a Senpu esoteric text, the book of secret that grants the ability to learn Senpu style skills. Those of Senpu Temple mastered martial arts in the pursuit of virtue. They considered wrong fist and strict discipline essential against Buddha's enemies. However, Senpu Temple was seized by an obsession for the undying, which corrupted their teachings and style. Okay, the Armored Warriors are good comparison. Yes, and again, that is me not down talking, and that is my opinion. The Armored Warrior in comparison, I personally think was not lame. It was crappy executed because you needed to get him into the right direction. But overall, I personally would not consider that fight lame. But again, this is just, you know, me. Totally different for other people's. I just thought that what was a common opinion with the Wolverine dude, that it's kinda lame. Might be the only one. Okay, that's the way back. I wonder, the esoteric text, was this then the end gift of this area? Are we through with Mount Kongo? That would be of disappointment. Oh. That's what was left.
3 monkeys. One of the panels is empty.
Oh, he has glasses. And he farted. Okay, elusive hall bell. A 5-pronged bell made of 8 prongs can be used repeatedly when rung. Monkeys and wolves alike are returned to their initial states. However, a monkey caught in the folding screen will not escape whenever the bell is rung or not. Okay. Okay, I agree that the Armored Warrior is better, but him and the other 2 centipedes, that's 3 bosses, and you kinda need them to be different, and having 3 times the bridge gimmick is just not great. But maybe greater than just to have 2 bosses where you just parry. Oh wait, I need to... Oh. Ah wait, I... There's a guy in here. Okay. In this area, okay. So the bell brings us to the beginning, I see.
Yet another who is lost in the halls of illusion. I believe you are on a mission and wish to leave this place.
Yes.
Then you must defeat the monkeys depicted on the panels at the hall entrance. Once you have done so, the divine child's voice will reach you. The monkey in the purple kimono is the seeing monkey. He has excellent eyesight, can see great distances, and is very attentive. If he spots you, he will run immediately. He is exceedingly timid. The monkey in the orange kimono is the speaking monkey. While he does not have particularly good eyesight or hearing, he makes a big fuss when he sees a threat, causing all the other monkeys to run. Or perhaps he merely enjoys toying with humans. The monkey in the green kimono is the hearing monkey. He has excellent hearing, can hear across great distances, and is very attentive. He will generally run away the moment he hears you coming, making it hard to approach. He is exceedingly timid. I do not wish to leave the halls of illusion. It is usually quiet here, which means it is near to nirvana in its own way. At least, that is how it feels to me. Oh yes. By the way, there was once someone who, like you, was on a mission. I believe he chased the monkeys for a while, but everything here eventually went silent. I pray that you succeed.
Well, to your rant about the centipede guys, first of all, that was no rant, right? This boss is even worse. We put that to a test. I doubt that there can be any more repetitive and boring as boss than the centipedes. That ain't possible. That's physically not possible. No developer is able to create a more bland and boring boss. So, sorry, I will very, very quickly, I'm kidding by the way, go to the restroom, to the loo, but I'll be back in a sec. We shall test your thesis, Duma from FromSoftware 1. You know, it's like when I would have said Donald Trump is a very, very good and thoughtful president who is not having his own things in mind to bring his own richness forward. It's like saying we put that to a thesis, right? It simply just is not true. So there can't be a shittier boss, a boringer boss than the centipedes, actually. The noise of the roaring waterfall is deafening. Surely no one can hear anything else in here. Okay. Allow me to introduce Piranha Bytes boss fights. Pure excellence. I cannot come up with one bad thing in boss fights, or things which makes boss fights too easy, like the pyro spell, or to, you know, make dragons small and then kill them. Pure excellence, that's all I can think of. A bare flame in the wind. Okay, the light hall note. When it goes out, the place becomes dark as night. I see. Okay. What you? I took a look at the Titanfall. No, not Titanfall. The Risen video you sent. I mean, it's better than having to parry all the time, right? For like a minute or two. It's more creative than that, ain't it? And if you would say that that was maybe a too easy boss fight, that was the problem of the player, since he was clearly overleveled there, right? It was the player's fault, by the way. He should have not overleveled. If he should have gone into the fight not being overleveled, by the way, then the fight would have been maybe interesting. It's sad if the dev gets shamed for something shameful the player does, right? Oh no! I wanted to do something else. I want actually to throw the loaded shuriken. Okay. One dude is down. That's why the health bar obviously is reduced a bit. So we are still being followed from a and that was just a hallucination. And there's the green dude. Okay, the yellow one was obviously not on the wall there at the beginning because he's invisible. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. I thought there were only 3. But 4 it is. Nah, got the red one and the blue. I don't know if it's the blue one. Red is definitely down. I think it was the invisible one. The yellow one. The invisible one is. I got him. Wait. Yes, got him. Okay, the green one is remaining. Okay, thank God. Yes, I obviously got the invisible one. That was the one I got first. It's the most easy one. First try. Who does not get them is a total noob, man. And should you uninstall the game? Okay, I'm sorry. The green one. I know you're joking, but the invisible was actually the easiest one to get. Quite frankly, I was not. Maybe I then really did not hit him. I thought that I could just hit him like I did, but I just then maybe had the wrong direction because I just did hit nothing. That is what got me confused with the yellow one. Or maybe that would have helped out. Okay. Against the invisible one. Because at the start of the fight he spawns behind you, so you just need to run around and start slashing. Okay. It should be just the green one, which I thought was hanging around here for a bit before. Oh boy. Okay, I got a revive. That's good. No! Oh boy. That's a bit sad. Yeah, we got terror. That's a bit sad. Okay, anyways, now it's gonna be oh so easy. By the way, I want to say, by the way, this fight on the end, I think is quite creative. In a way. Not the most creative thing, but I think this is kinda neatly done here, actually. Okay, I see. He's really easy. So green and yellow down. I'm gonna be paying more attention now to them ghosts now. I don't think that it's particularly creative because I've seen a lot of bosses like this, but definitely very unusual for a FromSoftware game. That's what I meant with creative, that for a game where you normally just beat the boss, one boss to pieces, trying to find four is something unusual. That's what I meant with creative. Not the normal formula. It's more creative than just let you parry all the time, right? Let the player... Okay, I need to concentrate. I would like... Okay, I see that bugger. What I least like to finish is actually this fight. Oh boy, I didn't want to fight you. Thank you. Good, that actually... that's why I... okay, I see. That's what I wanted to do. Oh, go. Why am I sad? The red one surprises me a bit. Ah, boy, there he was. But I agree, it's an annoying fight. I hate it. Every single bit of this fight is annoying. Was I just lucky with them before? Seemed to be easier before. Okay, there the red one is. I see him. Not taking their stinking monkey hands off me. Okay. Now the nasty part actually comes, since I have not seen the last one. I don't even know. The yellow one is down. That was the red one. I think the green one is a down bro 2. We kinda need to just see him, right? That's a ghost. Alright. Okay, back to the monk bro. Ah boy, okay.
Please, forgive them. They only sought to keep me hidden. However, it seems it was not meant to be. Close your eyes. Let us meet at the inner sanctum.
Okay, memory screen monkeys, the battle memory of the next memory 4, yada 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 yada. Puppeteer ninjutsu. Ninjutsu technique that manipulates the victim like a puppet. Cost burden blames to use. Activated after a backstab death blow. This technique temporarily forces one who should have fled to this realm to remain. A puppet moves on behalf of its master, but its strings are destined to snap. Snappity fap. Okay, let's have a... not a nap. That is what I'm gonna have later. Let's have a conversation then.
Why do you seek this place?
I seek the mortal blade.
Do you know of the blade that cannot be drawn?
Yes.
It is so called, for not one who has drawn it has ever survived. Yet you still wish to attempt this.
I do?
I do.
I see. Very well. If you are prepared, you may gaze upon the blade. Why is it, I wonder? Are they not loath to die? How are you? Your eye. I see. You carry the curse of the dragon's heritage.
The mortal blade. Without question. I accept its power.
Mortal Blade. An Odachi capable of slaying the undying. It's... okay. That's good against them centipedes, right? Against the... not the centipedes, Wolverine centipedes, but the other ones, right? The human centipedes. Its Crimson Blade will take the life of any who dares draw it. Without the power of resurrection, one could not hope to wield this weapon, which allows one to defeat even infested beings. Long concealed within Senpu Temple, this blade is inscribed with its true name, Gracious Gift of Tears. I agree, there was a cool animation indeed.
I see you serve the Divine Heir.
Yes.
Why do you seek the...
I wish to obtain the dragon to sever the ties of immortality.
I see. I have read about this. I have read there is a way to sever the dragon's heritage. Which means the Divine Heir begrudges the power of the dragon's heritage.
That's right.
How strange fate can be. I am one of the children of the rejuvenating waters, created by those who would stop at nothing to achieve immortality. My false dragon's blood was created by man.
Children. So there are many of you.
I am the only one who survived the process. The others are laid to rest here.
I see.
I do not know if it is right to sever the ties of immortality, but the dragon's heritage undeniably corrupts the lives of men. And I share the heir's feelings about that truth. Shinobi of the Divine Heir, I have decided to assist you. Please, hold out your hand.
What?
Bless us with bountiful harvest.
Okay, rice that's spilled from the palms, yeah, even in falsehood, okay.
This is... rice?
There you are. Rice is a precious thing. It tastes better the more you eat it, and restores one's vigor.
Okay. You can replace with the mortal draw. It's really good. Okay. Okay, and we do that by... Wait a tick. Okay, L1. Okay, it's a... Okay, and it has a cool animation. Okay. We put this to an action in the next episode, in the next stream on Thursday actually. We are gonna be cracking on here and we are gonna have another conversation. We're gonna then on Thursday gonna deplete, if she has more, we're gonna deplete her. That sounds weird. I meant the conversation with her, and will be then going on. What I think, by the way, today was good progress. There's a follow-up. Okay. We get used to the attack. Okay, that was then the follow-up. The follow-up with like the double, right? That the second move there. I see. We will put that to good use, hopefully on Thursday. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the 5 likes. Thank you for the amazingness today. Good night, and may the honestly protect you too. Good night, and until the next time, have a good week